Well, my email just alerted me that Patreon is doing the Share Your Studio event, where Patreon creators show off their workspace. So here's mine. This is the Ramsey Loft. It's a 10 by 10 insulated, climate controlled, for all intents and purposes, laboratory. We have this little cage unit for my AC. My father-in-law did some cool stuff with. I can tug and open this, and I can just reach in here for maintenance. I have to deal with wasps on occasion, but I get along with them pretty well. And that little hanging stick is basically for keeping this propped up. Dad arranged it so that I can do most of this one-handed. But it sticks on that side. And then I've got to do two-handed. Out here on the lattice, I have the clothespins where I hang their mats to spray them down every cleaning day. Food storage, camera prop storage, sink. Sink's a bit of a mess. But inside is the living space for my kids, which, you know, most of y'all have seen if you follow our YouTube channel. Here are all the pigeons being pigeons. We have swings hanging from the ceiling, made with square perches because pigeons don't like round perches. It hurts their little feet. They're cliff nesters, so perching on trees is really uncomfortable. We, for that reason, don't use dowels here. We have their nest boxes set up. There are more nest boxes than there are pairs of pigeons, so that if there are arguments over nest boxes, the bird who loses the argument can just pick another box. We are doing a number of research projects, most of them around behavior and social development, and the current breeding project that we're doing focuses on breeding specifically for a human social friendly temperament. My feral pigeon inside Anku has proven that pigeons make fantastic service animals for people with different types of mental illness. He started out alerting me for anxiety attacks, and then he started using a different alert for blood sugar spikes. He knew I was diabetic before I did, and I still don't know how. Other pigeons, like Rex, for example, have been taught to locate lost things for their owner, and also alert for anxiety attacks and soothe out, by which I mean getting their caretaker to relax until the anxiety attack passes. Pigeons like Gray Boy have been taught, well, Gray Boy's the only one I know of, but him being taught to read food labels and box the word gluten is pretty freaking cool. So we are training ours from their youth to basically be easily trained by their caretakers. Our program is pretty simple. We handle every baby from hatch day. At 1 week old for babies who are going to go out into the world and hopefully be assistance birds, we start taking them out in public to see how they react to people, how they react to movement, how they react to, the chaos of being in public. Birds that spook or aren't okay are not put through any more training. Birds that are comfortable move on to the next phase, which is getting them used to a carrier. An actual carrier, not a basket. Because a basket basically acts as a mobile nest for babies less than 2 weeks old. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. And the battery's getting low, so I'm kind of rushing. Okay, so by actual carrier, I mean like cat carrier, like cloth-covered small animal carrier. We're also doing product testing for mostly carriers right now. I've seen a couple of leashes available for birds that I might check and look into and see if the birds are comfortable on, and we'll rate those. If the bird is comfortable in the carrier and still comfortable in public, then we move on to the next phase of training around 3 weeks old or so, which is training on a practice harness. That's the trickiest part. Not everybody is comfortable wearing a harness, so we believe that birds who are not comfortable should not be forced to. Some babies are okay in the harness, but they're not okay in public without the carrier. Oh, hello, Kara. And those babies also, we do not force through further training. We do not train rescues at all. It is entirely up to rescues to decide if they want to participate in what the babies are being trained in, but we don't ask anything of them. They've kind of already been through hell, and I consider rescue birds to be, retired on principle. Breeding birds from other lofts are not put through any training because they're already providing me with babies. I don't want to interrupt them. I don't want to run the risk of stressing them out. And oh my God, can you even imagine if a hen during a training exercise laid her egg while we were in public? No, not putting the birds through that. Training is for baby birds only, and only baby birds that continue to be comfortable with it throughout the process. And so far, Tandy is our best right now. Oh, she's under my skirt. Hi, Tandy. Tandy is super human friendly. She wants to be with people whether you've got treats or not. She would prefer if you had treats. But she's okay if you don't. She's a soft little cuddle bug. Vinny would also prefer if you had treats, but he is also a cuddle bug. I know, Peep. Peep. Ideally, what I want is for my birds to see me as a flock mate. Yeah. Their natural flocks are family units, and they are so close to a human family unit that they fit beautifully. Like pigeons, like we are observational social learners. They are pattern mappers, just like we are. They are legitimately democratic. And I actually do have links to research papers proving all of these. Pigeons categorize objects and learn words exactly the same way a human toddler does. So this is an animal that can literally be taught to understand your spoken language. And the bond that you can have with one that is human social is amazing. We are currently working on getting pigeons who didn't start out human social to form the same bond with us. What we are hoping for is a flock mate bond rather than the mate bond that you get from, hey Vinny, that you get from captive bred parrots who have been hand raised. These are all raised by their parents so that they know how to be pigeons. because we do not want to rob them of their capability of getting along with other pigeons. I know. So Vinny does not see me as a parent or a potential mate, but he does see me as a flock mate. Peep! I am just, as far as my kids are concerned, a weird-looking pigeon. A big, weird-looking flightless pigeon that brings them food and opens doors. Which is the ideal. I would rather them see me as a potential platonic partner than a romantic partner. Peep, I know. Oh, hi, Valentine. Hey, Vinny. I know. But yeah, this is my studio. This is my project. For more information, I update the Ramsey Loft on Patreon every day. And I run a blog on Tumblr also titled The Ramsey Loft. Come check us out, ask us questions, learn about our program. And thank you for your interest. We really appreciate it. Pigeons are great. They deserve for people to be reminded that they are domestic animals, not urban wildlife. Foxes and raccoons and squirrels and rats are urban wildlife. They are wild animals that have adapted well to the urban environment. Pigeons in North America were domesticated from the get-go. They are the avian equivalent of stray dogs. There is no natural habitat for them on this continent, and they do not deserve to be abandoned on the streets. They deserve to be welcomed back into partnership with humans. And they deserve the care that should come with that. I know, tiny man. Peep! I know. Who's a good boy? Who's a good little guy? Oh, I know. I love you so much. Oh, you're precious. Oh, I am so bad at ending these, and I'm so sorry, y'all. ADD is a bitch. I really can't overstate how much of a blessing these wonderful little birds have been. And I would really, really love for people to realize that these animals that have been our partner for literally thousands of years deserve to have the ball that we dropped on their care picked back up. They're such good little birds. And they're so close to people. Aside from, potential threats with asthma, they are the perfect pet for anybody who does not have respiratory issues. They're dust monsters. Please, 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 if you have respiratory issues or anyone in your family has respiratory issues, please consider another pet. They are wonderful, but it is not worth risking the dust. That's part of being responsible for a pet, is making sure that it actually will fit your household. I know. Yeah. I know, that's a good boy. What good a little man. Yeah. Look into these awesome little guys. Check out our links to research on pigeon cognition if you want to be absolutely blown away by animal intelligence that you never expected you'd see. And follow our research progress on pigeon behavioral development. Thanks, guys.